Welcome to the weekly Extra Point Live, the Road Show edition in Brossard, Quebec, here for the Division D spring final. With me, as always, is the Div D expert, none other than himself, Andrew Dan. How you been, sir?
Very well. I think we're all very excited to be here. We have everything set up. We're ready to go. Two great teams who have battled hard to get here, and we're just looking forward to game time. We're just on pins and needles right now.
Well, on paper, this might seem like a lopsided victory, but however, the game has not been played yet. It is Project Mayhem, the Cinderella of the Division D playoffs, versus the undefeated hashtag No Regard. Your early thoughts on this?
You know what? It does kind of look like the scales are tilted towards No Regard. I don't think anyone is really picking Project Mayhem, but I think it's because of that we're going to get such a great game. They're so underrated that it's likely that teams can, under-prepare for them, for example, and it's going to be much closer than everyone thinks.
Looking at the quarterback duel between quarterback Alex Hallowack and, of course, Norman Bellemare of Project Mayhem, two quarterbacks, two different styles. You look at Alex Hallowack, this is a guy who's not passed for more than 26 attempts in a game. However, his passing percentage is pretty high. With Bellemare, though, he's never passed for 200 yards except for once during the season. However, his percentage is 46.9%. Your thoughts on this battle? Norman
Bellemare is more of a short and steady kind of quarterback. He'll receive the snap, look. He's not looking to go long often. When he does, he can. But usually the basic offense of Project Mayhem is between 5 and 10 yards at a time. They work their way up the field in that sense. And it's easy to do that when you have a quarterback like Bellemare, who is so experienced. He's patient. On the other side of the field, you have Alex Hallowack, who's much younger, a little bit more mobile, but he still has the calm head of a veteran. But you'll see that No Regard does tend to go long now and then, just to keep the other team's defense honest. So you will see 40-yard throws from No Regard, whereas that's more seldom from the Project Mayhem offense.
As we mentioned before, Hallowack hasn't passed for more than 26 times in the regular season matchup. What's the ideal completion attempts ratio for him tonight?
You know what? I would say in general, you really want to complete about 55 to 60% of your passes, if not more, because they're capable of it to win this game. However, we both know that that's not how it works. If Hallowack completes the right passes at the right time, they're gonna be successful because of the ability of his receivers, especially to get yards after the catch. And the same goes for the Project Mayhem as well. Yards after the catch are going to make the difference here because these two teams are so evenly matched. Maybe a broken tackle can lead to a touchdown, and that may be a difference.
Look at Project Mayhem, of course, the Cinderellas of the playoffs this year. They've defeated three playoff teams that had a combined regular season record of 23-7. Are they giant killers or simply the Giants?
Yeah, they took down Boozers, Certified Fly Guys, and Vismodus. Three teams that a lot of people were predicting to be one of the three teams here today. They took them down one by one. But you know what? We saw this a few seasons ago with other teams such as the Average Joes. They are giants in and of themselves as well. They were underestimated all season. They went 5-5, which is not really a record to notice. However, you look at the roster and not the record, and it shows you that this team has a lot of experience, a lot of talent, former All-Stars, former high division players, and they match up well against No Regard.
All right, let's go down to field level. Earlier today, you got a chance to speak to both teams for their pregame thoughts. Stay tuned for that.
I'm on the field here before the game with Project Mayhem player David Daou. David, you guys have earned your way here. How do you feel about this next opponent?
I feel like they're 10-0 for a reason. I feel like they've worked very hard to get here, to get to this point. We came in here 5-5 throughout the playoffs, and last I checked, I think both these teams are 3-0, and we're looking at a good playoff battle here. We're going to fight all game long. It's a 40-minute long game, and we'll see who comes out on top.
They have a great defense. Do you think your offense has enough in them to outscore them over that 40-minute period?
I don't know if we're so worried about outscoring them in a high-scoring game. I think it's more about slowing them down, getting everything started, keeping control of the ball. And that's about it.
All right, well, good luck, and we'll see you on the field.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with Kendall Mayers of No Regard. Kendall, you guys went 9-0-1 last season. Here you have your chance to go 10-0 and then go through the playoffs and win this championship. You're here now. It's only about 5 minutes away. How do you feel right now, Kendall?
I'm just feeling like it's another game. You know what I mean? It was a good season last season, I should say. We came up short, but this is our redemption season, so everyone's feeling great. and we're just going to do what we do that we've been doing for the past 13 games, just keep winning.
What was your preparation like for this game, considering this is the first time you guys have been this far? You're a relatively young team.
Well, I mean, basically everyone did their own thing day by day. We didn't really, like I said, we see it as another game, and we just took it easy. We just wait till Sunday. Sunday's here. Like you said, there's about 5 minutes to the game, so we're just here to play football.
All right, Kendall, good luck. We'll see you on the field.
Thank you.
Welcome back now to the Division D pregame show here with Andrew Dan and Mo Khan. Looking at No Regard. We know about their emotions. This is a team that, remember last winter, lost in the second round of the playoffs. Could they come to this game unprepared, given that they will have a big crowd? Could they be distracted by that? And also, with their defense being so strong, could they be in a situation where they're very relaxed and not focused than before?
Look, it's possible. We've seen huge crowds from No Regard, and they've only gotten bigger. Last week in the conference finals, it was the biggest crowd I've ever seen for No Regard, and I expect it to be even bigger today, okay? And yes, it's possible to sort of look past this game and already feel as though you've won, because you look across the field and you see a team who was, as we said, 5-5 in the regular season. There's this line that No Regard is walking right now. They're extremely confident, but at the same time, I've been in conversation with them all week. They're also extremely focused on the prize. Although they feel like they are the favorites, they also know that they have a full game ahead of them. And I think that if they come out here and lose, if they lose, it's not because of being underprepared. It's not that reason. If they lose, it's because they will be overmatched today.
Speaking of overmatched and whatnot, trash talk. We all know both teams love to talk, especially No Regard, a team that loves to pretty much go off of that emotion of trash talking their opponents. Do you think this will be a distraction for both teams during this game today?
I think actually, because of the matchup that we have, it's the perfect matchup for Project Mayhem. If there's one team in Conference B that can match No Regard's mouth and sort of ability to grab the media's attention, especially in terms of trash talking, it's Project Mayhem. These guys, they've been underrated all season, both in talent and in attitude. They have a lot of talkers on that team, and it's because they are confident as well. They're not letting it show in the same way, but they're quite confident. I've talked to some of their guys too, and they expect to win this game just as much as No Regard does. So I don't think it'll be a distraction, because the teams can give it as much as they could take it. Maybe it'll be a handful for the referees, but besides that, we should be all right.
We might as well have mics on the players for this football game. All right, let's go on to the next topic here, and that is offense versus defense between these two teams here. David Daoust, of course, against Travis Moses, a guy who's done very well in the playoffs. Who do you give the edge to, and who is the better player?
These players are both excellent players. They should both be all-stars. However, you do see that you have Travis Moses on one side. He's 17 years old. David Daou on the other. He's a little bigger, a little more experienced. Maybe he won't come up with the big play like Travis does on the other side. However, I think I'm going to have to give the edge to David Daou, just because of the experience and just because of the fact that he can pitch in on a more regular basis. Maybe not in the same highlight reel capacity that Travis can, but today, if you're building a team and if you're building a defense, you want to start with David Daou, not Travis Moses. In the future, however, if you're looking long term, Travis Moses is the way to go, because like I said, 17 years old. This guy has a decade of FPF football left in him.
Matchup number 2, Steve Nowakowski. This is a guy who's done very well for himself against Mike Vera, who had a fantastic game, 13 catches last week. Who has the edge?
Mike Vera did have a fantastic game last week, and he's steady-handed. That may have been more due to the fact that the Rogues were covering other players. They had focused on other players more than Vieira, and Vieira slipped through the cracks. On the other side, Steve Nowakowski. This guy has upper-level experience. He's a very emotional guy. He's talking on every play, and his team loves him. In this case, I have to go again with the Project Mayhem player, Nowakowski. It's because I feel like although we take into account Vieira's great game last week. However, if you're looking at a championship game, you got to look for experienced players. Vieira will have, again, like I said, great FPF seasons ahead of him. Today, right now, the better snapper, you have to think it's Project Mayhem's Nowakowski.
One guy to keep out for, Demi Fielga, the rusher for No Regard. He hasn't gone no more than 2 games without a sack. Guess what? He hasn't had a sack in the last 2 games. Maybe he's due for tonight's game. All right, Andrew, let's go down to our final predictions here. your final prediction will be what for this Division D spring final between No Regard and, of course, Project Mayhem?
I said it in my article, and I'll say it again. I think Project Mayhem is going to win this game, and I think they're going to win by a score.
By a score, a very close game then. Very well then. Coming up is the broadcast of the Division D final with Darren Bazervan and yours truly, Mo Khan. The halftime report, then stay tuned for the post game as we will crown the Division D spring champion. Stay tuned. Come up next, the Roadshow final between Project Mayhem and No Regard.
Welcome everybody to the Division D Championship edition of the Roadshow featuring Project Mayhem versus No Regard. Will be your play-by-play guy for this game film, Darren Basmajan, and with me a guy who's no stranger to big championship games, Mo Khan. Mo Khan, quick thoughts on this game.
Project Mayhem, the Cinderella team, making it to the Division D finals, where you have No Regard, a team that's been favored from the get-go. Can they close up the deal and finally win their first ever title?
Well, famously, before the season started, Andrew Dana kind of predicted that he didn't expect the team to go to 6-0. They made it all the way to 10-0. 11-0, 12-0, 13-0. Now they're in the finals looking for that championship win against, like you said, a Cinderella team in Project Mayhem. Should be a good one. A lot of intensity in this game. The party almost got started a week ago, actually. So we'll be looking forward to see what happens here on the first drive for No Regard. A weird snap there. Hollowak, great athleticism just to catch it. Rolls around, throws back, and across his body down to the middle. Jordan Moses with a 5-yard catch. Weird play here.
Well, again, I think it was a set play for him to roll out to the left of him. But again, make it simple for Alex Hollowak. This is a guy that, if you go too much beyond his means, doesn't play as well. So he has to be simple with his offense.
Definitely, they want to save some surprises for the finals, but I think he's a good enough quarterback at this point as he tucks it in and runs, gaining about 8 yards on a run there. I think you just need to keep it simple, like you said, Mokan.
Deceptively very quick for his size. He's going to have to use his legs as well to keep the defense guessing.
Bringing up first down around midfield as Hollowak surveys the field. Looking towards his left, a catch by Harry Agri, getting his first action of the game, gaining about 6.
Good first pass by Alex Holloway. A quick slant in on the left side, catching that ball. Project Mayhem has to be more aggressive with their defense and being a bumper run type of thing.
Second down now, just past midfield. Hollowak looking deep down the left side. Agri, did he get both feet in bounds? No. Referee Dan Sinurkia saying that he did not manage to get that second foot in bounds. Let's take a look on this replay, Mokan.
Well, I think it's a right call because you have to have possession of the football, and he did not have a clean-cut possession of the football going out of bounds.
Well, that will bring up third down, and we will have to see how they rebound from that first bit of adversity, a missed attempt there. Well, they rebound pretty well, Mokan. Touchdown pass to Harry Agri down in that same spot, and they have drawn first blood, 6-0, No Regard.
Well, Agri ran the same 9 route, and Alex Holloway made a quick pump to the left and threw it perfectly for the easy touchdown and an early 6-0 lead for No Regard.
Big play for them on third down there, 6-0 lead, going for 2 on the extra point, actually gambling big. And that is a converted extra point to Mike Vieira, a 2-point conversion, bringing the score to 8-0. For No Regard.
Hollowak made a great sell to the left, going to the right to Vieira, who was open in the front of the end zone for a big 2-point convert.
Now we'll have to see how Project Mayhem responds. Norman Belmar throwing a bit above the head of James Nowakowski. And we'll just have to see now how they respond. It's a lot of pressure for them. Again, another high pass by Belmar, another incomplete pass, bringing up third down.
Yeah, Belmar looks a little bit nervous early on in the going here with his first 2 passes, but he has to relax, calm down the offense because it's early, a very loud crowd in favor for No Regard.
Belmar going deep down the middle, unable to catch it is Damour. Nice attempt though, pretty good. It's just a little bit past him. It was good to go deep though after the first 2 short passes.
Yeah, but there might have been a little miscommunication. 2 players in one spot, not the right call for the offense.
Well, it results in a punt, continuing with an 8-0 lead. Hollowak going deep down the sideline again to Harry Agri, who drops the pass. Thought that might be his second touchdown of the game.
Harry Agri's got to keep his eyes on the football. His eyes were not on the football, looking towards the end zone as he dropped that key critical drop.
Agri definitely showing good speed, though, getting open on that sideline. They've been working that left corner of the end zone so far to quite a bit of success so far.
Well, from their game film, they must have seen a weakness with Project Mayhem's defense.
Bringing up second down on their own 10-yard line. No Regard. Hollowak going deep over the middle. It is a catch by Jordan Moses for a big 26-yard gain.
A huge grab, a great dig route by Jordan Moses to get that first down and more, and a great tackle as well by Project Mayhem.
First down now, past midfield for the no regard offense. A quick throw to Mike Vieira, who is stopped after a gain of 4. First tackle for Justin Occhionero.
Well, Mike Vieira is going to be a key guy for the snapper position, going with the out route, catching that ball. He'll be the safety valve for Hallowak throughout this football game.
Got 2nd and 6 now for the no regard offense. Hallowak pumping, going to the left corner of the end zone. Agri with a catch, but way out of bounds. Easy call for the
If
referee.
this was a CFL end zone, it would be a touchdown, but nonetheless, though, it isn't. But Agri, again, great vertical leap, catch at the highest point. However, he couldn't come down with his feet in the end zone.
Bringing up 3rd down now for the no regard offense. Hallowak rolling to his right under heavy pressure. Running back, throwing it to the front. Not caught. Intended for Jordan Moses.
And yes, for Hallowak, though, this is a guy that has to be more aggressive. If you're rolling back, just throw the football away, live to see another play. In this case, it almost got picked off. Very lucky in that play.
There was a flag on that play, Mokan, as you see the orange on the field for running into the quarterback. Not roughing the quarterback, but he did run into the quarterback. That gives new life. First down for the no regard offense. About the 6-7 yard line there. A pitch rarely seen in flag plus football to Jordan Moses, who gets a 2-yard run.
Well, again, this is a simple pitch route, and Moses, again, he's very quick. Probably the quickest player on the team, getting some more grunt yards for this offense.
Now, 2nd and goal on the 5-yard line for the no regard offense. Harry Agri making his presence felt in the middle of the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the game, pushing the lead to 14-0.
Well, again, Hallowak with that fake pump to the left, finding Agri in the back of the end zone for a 14-0 lead.
14-0 now, and they're going
13.
for 2 again. No regard. Hallowak pumping. Again, under intense pressure, throwing it. Caught by Harry Agri again. Another 2-point conversion successful, and just like that, a huge hole. Down 16-0 for Project Mayhem.
Yeah, Hallowak's buying a lot of time with his mobility, fake pumping to his left. And I think that's the first thing that Project Mayhem's doing wrong, is biting on his first pump, allowing him to get to the open receiver.
Now Belmar, they need a scorer right away. Going down the field for Steve Nowakowski. Steve Nowakowski, he actually has a lot of experience in this league. I think he's played with Rehan Sarwar and the Kings in the past. So he's a veteran presence on this team, although they did miss him deep.
Yeah, and again, Norman Belmar's got to be more accurate with his throws. Go short, work the short intermediate routes first.
That's right. Even though you're down by 2 scores, it's still very, very early in the game. And it seems like he got that message as completes a 3-yard pass to Steve Nowakowski, who was tackled by Travis Moses.
And again, with Norman Belmar, he's got to use that. And because, again, Norgard's the type of team that love to ball hawk, and they will go for the deep balls and pick it off at one point or another.
Belmar now bringing up 3rd and 7. A quick pass to David Daou, who gains about 2.
Quick hook route right there, trying to get more yards. The yak, but unfortunately did not get as much as he wished that he could have had.
That brings up 4th down now, and this is a big play already. They're going for it, Mokan. Belmar thrown. Oh my God! It looked like Damour almost got his head taken off by Lance Daniel.
Last down is very competitive, very intense, and he'll go ball out on each football play, and he almost took out the head right now on that highlight replay.
Almost, yeah, you see 2 flags jumping, and that was a no-brainer. Almost like the clothesline from hell if you used to watch wrestling.
That's right.
Bringing up 1st down now for Project Mayhem. This is the sign of life that they might have needed on that play on 4th down, getting that, by luck, but still they got it because of that penalty. Incomplete on 1st down, however. Bringing up a 2nd and 10 situation at midfield. Backs are lined in an eye. Danny Damour running for a gain of about 6 there after he's tackled by Travis Moses.
Yeah, again, Div D, Div 5, there's always unorthodox offensive schemes using a running back, backfield, I formation type of thing here. In that case, it worked very well for the Project Mayhem team.
I have to say, I enjoyed seeing the backs are lined in an eye, Pat Summerall style. Bring up 3rd down, though. Don't really know what happened there, Mo.
I think it was a miscalculation of thinking 2 things at once for Belmar. In that case, he threw a spike pass as opposed to completion.
It might have been just a lot of sweat. Maybe it kind of slipped out of hands. We know it's hot tonight at Brossard Complexe. Damour now throwing deep. It's caught, but I don't think he's going to be in bounds.
No, that ball was too high. Damour put too much air into that throw. It put a little bit more zip onto it. That could have been 6 points for Project Mayhem.
And that was actually 4th down, Mokan. So that is a turnover on downs. Their 2nd time that they faced 4th down on this drive. First time, kept the drive alive with a penalty. This time, not to their advantage. Rolling snap to Hallowak now. They're trying to spread their lead even further. And we see Mardani getting a 19-yard catch So far, everything going right for no regard.
Well, Hallowak ran out using that pump once again, finding the hole in the zone, Mardani, that is in the middle of the football field, gaining a huge first down and more.
Yeah, losing his glasses in the process. First down for Hallowak, now in the offensive territory of Project Mayhem. Incomplete pass, though, towards Jordan Moses.
And again, that's the one thing you have to look at. The middle of the field has been open for no regard, but this time it wasn't.
Very good coverage by Dave Daou on that one. This brings up now
The referees are conversing right now about something.
Well, I was going to say it's going to bring up second down, but it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play, and it is a holding penalty, so that brings up another first down. And Hallowak rolling into the end zone, looking a little bit like Rashdi Ben Abdelkader with the spin there. I know he trademarked it, but Hallowak doing an excellent job. Watch him take the snap right away. Spin move in the end zone for a touchdown. Score is 22-0.
A great play action fake by Hallowak to freeze the defense for a split second, enabling him to go up the seam for a touchdown.
Very interesting type of offense that Norgard have been running. Hallowak taking a run again. Don't think he's going to get in the end zone this time, and that's going to remain 22-0 as Okionero comes up with a tackle, keeping him short of the end zone.
For Project Mayhem, you have to calm down, slow it down a bit there. You're down by 3 scores, but you can make up that deficit if you can play your game.
That's right. And Project Mayhem, of course, starting with the ball in the second half as well. So they will need a score, though, on this drive, I think, Mokan. No Regard has looked very good on offense, so they need a score. Nice pass by Belmar to Damour, coming up with a 14-yard gain. Lance Daniel on the tackle.
And again, Belmar's got to slow down the tempo here, work one play at a time, win each play, and you'll definitely get success. But that was a batted ball, though. It could have been a duck ball for an INT for No Regard.
So finally, things starting to go Belmar's way as he receives the snap, looking deep over the middle. Looked like a bit of miscommunication there, Mokan. Damour seemed to stop running halfway through the route.
Yeah, I agree with you. Damour has to run that full out. He slowed up a bit, though, thinking it was going to be a shorter pass, but he has to run it full out no matter what.
And that brings us to second down and 10 with 3 plays remaining in the half. Belmar going deep to just, again, more miscommunication there. Things do not seem to be going very well for them. That brings up 2 plays left on third down now, Mokan. They're going to need a big play here. Like I said, they need to score if they want any chance of coming back in this game. Going deep down the middle, Damour catches it this time, and that is a touchdown. That's exactly what they needed. Going into the half, they get the ball back starting in the second half. Mokan, 22-6 score.
Great read by Belmar over that, looking over the middle, finding him on the post, Damour, that is, through 3 players on top of that for an easy touchdown for Project Mayhem.
They did a very good job on this drive. They really kept going towards Damour. Damour has clearly been the top target for them. See this extra point, again going to Damour, but it ends up incomplete, so the score will remain 22-6. This is what they needed. They just need to stop now, Mokan, and they can regroup, adjust in halftime, and then come back, start the second half right. Hallowak now in what will probably be the last play of the half, barring a penalty, going deep. Caught! Is he in the end zone?
I believe, yes, he is. He is
Wow.
in the end zone. Unbelievable.
I can't believe that, Mokan. I'm not sure, and neither can Daou. He is losing his mind over that, and we'll have to see on this replay if he managed to get into the end zone. Caught? I don't know, Mokan. Looks like the hip might have been over the line. Referee Sinerkia really in position to make that call. It looks like it must have been in, and they are calling it a touchdown. Unbelievable. After Project Mayhem did what they did to bring it close, to have that kind of play go against them, 28-6. Really a incredible turn of events. What a huge play for them. And we are going into halftime with a 28-6 score.
The score is 28-6 in favor of No Regard. The game has been quite lopsided in their favor. However, we do know that Project Mayhem is going to start with the ball in the second half. If they could put up a quick point, it seems like they could come in. What we've seen so far is that the rush is not coming from Project Mayhem, whereas on the other side of the ball, Feel Good is getting to the quarterback with ease. There's too much time that Hallowak has to throw, and we need to see Project Mayhem cool their heads a little and get back in the game.
All right. Thanks, Andrew, for that report. Coming back into the second half now, Project Mayhem starting with the ball. We'll see a quick pass to James Nowakowski. Now a reception by James Nowakowski again, I believe. First down now. Incomplete pass by Belmar as the plays are coming fast
and furious.
Fast and furious right now. That end of the half was really something else.
Yeah, it definitely was. But you look at No Regard, their defense is far too fast for this Project Mayhem team, even though they just scored a touchdown by James Nowakowski on that play.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is what they needed to start the half. It was a backbreaker, that last play of the first half, but at least they score quick. Score is now 28-12. They're going to have to hope for some some help going their way. They're going to hope for some lucky breaks as well. It's not going to be easy, as Dave Daou was kicked out of the game at halftime
Yes, he was.
for berating the official, really losing his cool. I understand that it's a very, very tough play to go into the half with, but he definitely needed to keep a little bit calmer, and now his team has to overcome it without one of their veteran, experienced, solid players as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to overcome that. It's like a momentum shift and also the straw that breaks the camel's back in this situation.
Well, 26-12 score, and No Regard is getting there for his drive the second half. A direct snap to Jordan Moses, who's running, slaloming through the defenders. Although there looks like there's a penalty. Yeah,
Yes, there is.
Interference on the rusher, I believe, will be the call. Maybe we'll get a better shot here on the replay. Yeah, you can see how the snapper kind of gets in the way of the rusher, and so that will be a penalty, taking them a bit further back, and they'll have to start a little further back.
That's a mental mistake. You should just take 1 or 2 steps away from the rusher to avoid that type of penalty.
Starting far back, they got to be careful, get the ball out quick. Don't take any risks here. Again, it was a direct snap to Moses, who hands it off to Hollowak, who throws a deep catch by John Mardani with a 35-yard gain. Some creativity here.
And not only that, though, in the end zone on top of that, where the ball can definitely have a funny feel to it, but luckily for Hollowak, he had time to throw that football down to Mardani, who ran a perfect corner route, catching that football for a huge gain.
Huge gain indeed, and that brings up first down in Project Mayhem territory. Another direct snap, this time held by Jordan Moses, gets about a 5-yard gain.
Again, Jordan Moses has been the X factor, been the guy that's been the scat back, taking his time to run with the football, and he's done a very good job running and catching the football.
Moving along now, 2nd down and 5 for the No Regard offense. Hollowak receiving the snap, looking to his left, doesn't see anything, but he does find Harry Agri for the touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown play, 34-12, and this just keeps on getting better and better for Hollowak and the No Regard offense.
And again, that fake punt by Hollowak has definitely opened up holes, and again, Harry Agri has been the X factor where he's caught a lot of the red zone touchdowns for No Regard.
Doing a great job so far, but the big play has to be that play coming out of the end zone. And now is a 32-12 lead. There's a flag on that play, a little bit too physical defense there, Mo.
Yes, it was a little bit physical, and you wonder if Project Mayhem has checked out now, given how they're down by a big score line and haven't played the best football in the last 10 minutes of this football game.
Well, I think at least what I like to see is that they were kind of helping the player up. They acknowledged that, after the craziness of the first half, they're at least being, everybody seems to have their cool, but it's still not too late, Mokan. We're still early in the second half, but time is critical.
It definitely is. Time is now, in essence, for Project Mayhem to make their moves, and if you're Norman Belmer, he's got to make an aggressive throw now and get the big yards for them.
It's unfortunate for them because the aggressive plays weren't really working for them earlier in the first half.
No.
It's not their stock and trade, but they're going to have to go for it now as they have no choice. 3-yard catch by Jordan Belmar. So Norman going again, this time to the left. And that's a catch by James Nowakowski, 5-yard catch. Demi Feelgood on the tackle.
Again, didn't feel good. Very quiet tonight. Only one batted ball, but he's been a sack master for No Regard. And at some point, he wants to make his big play because he went 2 games in a row without sacks, only twice this season.
Impressive for him coming from his rusher spot, still being the guy to get the tackle on that one. That brings up 3rd down, a catch by Belmar again for 5 yards. This time Jeremy Anderson on the tackle. That brings up 4th down now. Belmar looking, caught by Nowakowski, a 4-yard gain. That will bring up a fresh set of downs. 1st down and 10 for the Project Mayhem offense. Things are starting to look better for Norman Belmar.
A little positive vibe for them right now. Norman Belmar is now going more confident with his throws in the middle of the football field, in between traffic. Good read by him.
Belmar receiving the snap, hoping to keep the good times rolling, but it is a great pass deflection by Travis Moses on the attempt to Damour.
Yeah, and again, a ball that's thrown up in the air as a duck, and again, 3 gray shirts to 1 orange shirt. The odds are most likely that No Regard will come down with that football.
But those are the risks you have to take at this point for the
Without
Project
question.
Mayhem team. Damour now taking the snap, although misses it by a mile. Didn't see anything he liked. Bringing up 3rd down with Project Mayhem. Looking to score a touchdown, kind of narrow the gap, maybe bring it back.
Quarterbacks as well on top of that play with Daniel Moore coming in for that.
Exactly, yeah, and that did not work out too well. Belmar back under center now. He rolls to his left. He finds Devin Daou, the remaining Daou, for a reception. Lance Daniel on the tackle.
And again, they're going to have to use Daou and every player on that football team to the full maximum right now. Make the simple throws, get that football in the end zone, and score quickly and often.
4th down now, and they will need to score a touchdown here And it is a catch, an incredible catch by Steve Nowakowski, a 4-yard touchdown catch. Very impressive, Mokan. He got up there in traffic and came down with the ball.
Well, Steve Nowakowski has been the X factor for this football team throughout the season. A great grab at the highest point of the football and keeping his team somewhat alive in this football game.
Well, 34-18 now. We're talking about a 16-point game, Mokan. It's not out of the realm of possibility. 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions. It's possible. They have a fighter's chance.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to see, but the most important thing is Project Mayhem needs a stop.
They definitely do. They have to come up with a big INT or something, or a 3-and-out in the situation here to get the ball back, because you're only down by 14 points, which is a 2-score lead, as you pointed out, Darren.
So now coming up to the next drive of Alex Hollowak, who's been really excellent so far in this game. A pass to Demi Feelgood getting in on the offense now.
Demi Feelgood, if he's not going to do it on defense, he can do it on offense.
He's a very good player for them. Second down now. I'm not quite sure what happened there. A little bit, again, a bit more trickeration. And Jordan Moses gets a 7-yard run there. Steve Nowakowski on the tackle.
It's a timing thing here. We have both backs to the play, and then boom, right there. Moses makes his move, and away he goes for a 3-4 yard gain.
You know, we often think those kinds of plays don't work in FPF, but really, if you don't run them, if you see they're running constant, people handing off the ball, pitches, really a very strange offense that they run.
Picked off by Damour now.
Picked off by Damour. It's an interception. There was a flag guard penalty here. Actually, yeah, you see how the flag gets knocked off. A flag guard, but it is an interception. They are obviously going to decline that penalty, and the first sign of life for Project Mayhem. Belmar going deep over the middle, but cannot connect with James Nowakowski. Looked like there might have been a bit of physical coverage there.
Yeah, and I like his aggressiveness on this play here, trying to go for the big score here to minimize the amount of time left on the clock. But again, double coverage by no regard to minimize anything whatsoever.
Well, no regard has to know they're going to be going deep a lot more often now, so they'll be overshadowing deep. Great pass, though, threading the needle to Devin Daou, 17-yard gain.
Yeah, again, Norman Belmar being more confident now with his throws in between traffic, getting a huge first down and more.
You can see he's been much better in the second half of Mokan.
He definitely has been much more assertive in the second half.
Complete pass to Steve Nowakowski, goes for about 4 yards. Jeremy Anderson on the tackle.
And again, this matriculate that football down the field. If you get that big score, then you get that hopeful another turnover as well and make it a 1-score lead down the road. 2nd and 6
for Project Mayhem. Belmar receives the snap, looks, fakes, gets some extra time, finds Steve Nowakowski for 4 yards. Devin Daou for actually a gain of 13 yards, Mokan. Great elusiveness by Belmar.
Yeah, Demi Feelgood went for the leap and the hands up in the air, and as a result, when you're in the air, you can't make a big play. Belmar was able to buy himself time on that play.
And he buys himself some time, rolls to the left, and throws it to Steve Nowakowski for a 4-yard touchdown grab. 34-24, Mokan. Things are getting tight. 10-point lead.
32-24, pending the extra point right now, but boy, oh boy, this is definitely getting close.
Actually, important for me to mention, the score on the is incorrect. It is 34-24, just in case for those of you following at home. And that was an incomplete pass defense by Travis Moses there. So the score will remain 34-24. No regard, maybe getting a bit nervous here, Mokan.
That's why no regard. They haven't really faced that much stiff competition besides their game against the Rogues. But again, this is a team that has to come up big when it matters most for them right now.
And coming up big when it matters most is Alex Hollowak with a run down the right sideline. You see him faking the throw just enough to buy himself some time, evading the tackler, tiptoeing down the sideline, and gaining 18 yards on that run. Great job by him. He's had an excellent season, and he continues that excellence, throwing an 11-yard pass to Kendall Mayers.
Kendall Mayers, again, very quiet today, but he had a big halftime touchdown grab. The team captain, the face of this football team, has definitely been the common influence.
Leader in receptions, leader in yards, and leader in touchdowns for this offensive unit during the regular season. A little bit of a fumbled handoff there, Mokan.
Yeah, I think it was miscommunication on that handoff to Moses on that play.
Not much time left here, Mokan. This game is over. There's only a limited amount of plays left, and they were hoping that No Regard might fumble the ball, get the ball intercepted, anything like that. There doesn't seem to be that much time left in the game, Mo.
No, it seems like No Regard definitely will be on their way to winning their first ever FPF trophy in their history.
It's been unfortunate that we saw a first half like we did, Mo. Project Mayhem just didn't seem ready. A little bit of nerves, maybe. They had a hard time. But in the second half, they've shown what got them to this point, and hats off to them for keeping it as close as they did now. It's only a 10-point difference. Touchdown, Kendall Mayer, though, making his second big play in a row. And they are waving this flag now. This game is over. Final score 40-24. No Regard comes through on the promise of their initial season in Flag Plus in the winter season, had an undefeated regular season, fell short. Now they come up with the big victory coming through in the finals. They've said they're moving to Division 4. Excellent job for them. I've been very impressed by this No Regard team.
Well, you know what? Congrats to No Regard. They've done a fantastic job. They've proven themselves well. We'll see what they do next year.
And really, I think to no surprise of anybody, the trophy for playoff MVP, I think, has to go to Alex Holloway.
I agree as well. Holloway has been a common influence so far in this finals, and he's done a great job up till now.
Young Hollow coming up with the playoff MVP as Andrew Dano is about to hand it. Congratulations to Project Mayhem for their Cinderella run. We certainly hope to see them come back and do something similar next year. And congratulations as well to Alex Holloway, who's getting playoff MVP. Congratulations to the entire No Regard team. They have represented themselves well. They've represented Division D well. And hopefully they will represent Division 4 well.
I'm here with Travis Moses, Andel Gordon, and Tiger Horn of No Regard. You guys just won the final. How does it feel?
It feels great. I'm about to go home tonight, have a little hotel party with my boys. Bring some girls. Yes, dog.
Bring some girls.
All right.
You know, you guys are invited if you guys want to come. We're going to go have a big party. Tiger in town from Miami. You love us?
Yes, I do love
Miami
you. Yes,
won
I love you. Yes.
Now No Regard winning a championship. Let's go, dog.
We're going to D4. We're going to D4. We're going to D4.
For sure.
Are you guys going to D4? What's your plan for next season now that you've won the D
Keep
championship?
the winning
Win the
streak
championship.
going. Keep the winning streak going, dog.
Winning.
Winning feels good.
Coming into this game, did you expect to win?
Yes, I was already planning my outfit for the hotel party. I didn't even want to come because I knew we were going
We
to
bought
win.
this before the game. We bought this before the game.
What was the difference for you guys in the game? What really won you the game?
Our skill.
Our quarterback.
Our offense.
Say the right answer.
Our offense and defense put together.
So it was a team effort, right?
It was a team effort. That's all we asked for.
Team effort, but we got hardware.
Any last words before we look forward to next season?
I want a contract extension, max.
Yes.
Max contract. If I don't get that, I'm gone.
He gone. He gone to leave. You heard him.
Lance Daniel, face the camera.
What's up, camera? The last words we have to say: 9-0-1 first season, lost in the playoffs. Come back. How do you change that? You go 10-0. You go through the playoffs. You win it. The only thing I have to say is no fucking regard.
And that's the interviews for after the game. No Regard wins the Division E championship. We'll see you next season.
And welcome back to now the post-game show for the Division D final between #No Regard and, of course, Project Mayhem. However, No Regard, the now 2012 spring season Division C champions, as I hold the Project Mayhem
Little plaquette.
plaquette, decal, whatever you want to call it, as No Regard wins 40-24 in a game which they controlled from start to finish. Andrew, your thoughts on how this game played out?
Project Mayhem was never really in the game in a serious way. They got off to a slow start. They were down by 3 scores early, and they never were able to claw their way back. You saw the superiority of the No Regard team in this game. That's not to take away from Project Mayhem. They are the one team who does deserve to be here from Conference B. Unfortunately, they found an opponent this week who is very confident, very poised, and just very good.
You know, when you see it on the podcast that you guys do live right now here in Brossard, Quebec, and we talked about them winning one play at a time, it seemed like momentum officially went in favor of No Regard prior to halftime with a long touchdown pass to No Regard to make it a 3-score lead again after they just scored. That was Project Mayhem. And then, of course, Mr. Daouz taking a critical penalty that pretty much sealed their fate to have any chance to make a comeback in this football game.
Yeah, look, the only way to overcome a large deficit like that is with as much with your mind as with your body. And when you have players across the board, not just Daou, it didn't look like the Project Mayhem players were mentally prepared to come back from such a steep margin of, an écart so wide like that. It didn't happen this week. That's not to say that they were incapable. Until the end, I thought that Project Mayhem could have been in striking distance. We saw them start with the ball in the second half. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it, and you saw the results. No Regard holds the championship trophy today.
It seemed to me that No Regard looked like the more relaxed team, having fun out there. from Norman Balmer's first pass, which was well overthrown for the intended target. It looked like he wasn't comfortable at all. The defense from Beauregard really controlled the tempo.
Look, by his own standards, Norman Belmer was a little off today, and that's in no small part due to the rushing of Demi Feelgood. Demi Feelgood is a tall, wide, athletic, mobile rusher. He's in your face, and if he can get the pressure on, it's difficult for any quarterback to do that. That, coupled with what we know is an extremely, extremely staunch defense, kind of sealed the fate for Project Mayhem. Their offense was never really in it, not scoring enough points to win. Even had No Regards offense struggled a little bit more, it still seemed as though Project Mayhem was not going to win this game.
Well, again, I mean, you look at Project Mayhem, this is a team that overcame a lot of obstacles to get to this point, and you can't take anything away from them because they were here in the spring finals here. But looking ahead here, in terms of the overall grade, what grade would you give this finals?
This finals was highly entertaining. We would have liked the score to be a little closer from a bystander, a fan's point of view. However, when you add in all the drama, the fans, the physical play, the tempers that flared, which we don't like to see but can be entertaining if controlled, this final was definitely an A final. I mean, it was very exciting to watch from here, from the stands, and from the Calling the Audible sound booth.
And you know what? Project Mayhem, even though they were down 3 scores, got down to 10 points, had the extra point convert, which they couldn't convert. And who knows, they could have been down 8. And maybe we could be talking a different outcome if they were able to make a comeback in this football game. Moving ahead here for winter 2013, what do you foresee, first and foremost, Project Mayhem being what division, D5 or D4, John?
It also depends which Project Mayhem comes back because this is their first season as a team. If you look at last season, it's basically the crew of Big Birds with a few adjustments. If they have the same guys back, if they could keep the same core, this is a team that can easily compete in Division 4. When you look at No Regard, I think they will move to Division 4, whereas Project Mayhem may take another growing year in 5. However, No Regard, I'm telling you, will move to 4, and they will be successful again there. It's going to be difficult to repeat a 10-0 season, of course. However, I think there'll be another team to reckon with in 4. There's no reason to think otherwise.
Well, again, No Regard has conquered the spring league, and speaking to Alex Hallowak last winter season, he even said we definitely are going to contemplate moving to Division 4, which looks like is the likely scenario for this football team for 2013. All right, without further ado, I want to thank you, Andrew Dana, and your cast of millions who produced, participated in the podcast. That was a fantastic, ingenious idea. And again, we had the podcast here live in Lachine, not Lachine, but also in Brossard, Quebec. Thank you very much for all your hard work and dedication to FBF.
And thank you, Mo, for being on the podcast and hosting this Weppel. Thank you.
Well, again, the podcast was every 5 minutes, but nonetheless,
The best 5 minutes.
I want to thank all of the teams that participated in Division D this spring. It was a lot of fun to see you guys. A lot of close teams, a lot of great teams, a lot of close games, pardon me. And looking forward to seeing you guys next winter in 2013. And again, I want to thank the visionary of the show, Robert C. Campana, even though there's no C in his name. However, so we have to give him a big
Champion.
because again, without Division D, there would be no Division D. So thank you, Dan. Thank you to you, Andrew, Alex Dackler, everyone that's been very open, very fun to work with here at the Weekly Extra Point Live. And without further ado, the magic words, please.
From all of us here at the Weekly Extra Point Live Roadshow edition,